what's up out there, YouTube? Thank you for tuning in tonight. I just wanted to say hey and say thank you very much for all the new subscribers. We hit a landmark that I didn't think would come so soon. We got above 100 subscribers, so tonight in this video I'm going to do a little giveaway at the end. Make sure you stay tuned for that. It's just a thank you for everybody that subscribed, commented, hit that like button. I appreciate all of that. So, oh, and I also had my first donation, so I don't know who that came from, but whoever that was, thank you very much. Really appreciate that. That was awesome of you. That was through PayPal, so thank you very much. So tonight, the video, the topic of tonight's video is the X-T1 versus the X-T20. And why am I talking about that? Well, because according to all the rumors, we've got just a couple of days left, about 7 days left until Fuji officially announces the X-T30, the replacement for the X-T20. As we all know, when cameras get replaced, the price drops on the used models, and I'm anticipating that drop to put that camera in direct competition with used X-T1s. So what's the difference between the two? Well, the X-T1 came out January of 2014, and the X-T20 came out January of 2017. So it's a 3-year newer body. It has the next model of chip inside of it, and it has the newer processor. So it's got the same processor and chip as the X-T2. Now this means that instead of 8 frames per second, it's capable of doing 14 frames per second. So if you're shooting sports, it's going to be a little quicker to capture that action. The autofocus is supposed to be slightly faster on it. It is a 24.3 megapixel instead of a 16.3 megapixel camera, so it would allow you to crop a little more if you often need the cropping capabilities. It would also allow you to print a little larger if you're a large print person. So for me, that part's not so important. I don't print very large and I rarely crop. I like to use my feet to crop, or my wheels. So the X-T1 is a professional sealed body, and it's made all metal magnesium. The X-T20 is not sealed. Now it feels very professional, feels very solid, but it's not as solid as the X-T1, and it is not weather sealed. So if you're shooting out on the beach or anywhere that's sandy, dusty, dirty, wet, moist, humid, then that sealing might be very important to you. So you might want to look into the X-T1 instead of the X-T20. They both use the same size sensor, so they both have a 1.5 crop factor, which means, like for example, I'm using a 12mm lens. I have to multiply that by 1.5, which means I'm shooting at 18 millimeters wide instead of the 12 that it says on the lens. They both use the same battery, so you're going to get about 350 shots per battery on either system. So you're going to have to carry around extra batteries, something to keep in mind. They both have the silly 2.5 millimeter audio input jack instead of a 3.5 millimeter that's standard on everything. So you have to go buy a little adapter from Amazon. It's not included with the camera. It's a pain in the butt, but it only costs about $2, so not that big a deal. Now the X-T2, they did fix that and go to the 3.5 millimeter adapter. So it's something to think about. Maybe it's worth upgrading to the X-T2 if you don't want to buy a $2 adapter. Now the adapter does stick out of the camera a little bit. It is a little annoying. It gives you something extra you can get hung up on. So there are some advantages to not having to do that. ISO range is the same on both cameras, although I have been told that the processor and the chip in the X-T20 does handle low light a little bit better, and it focuses a little bit better in low light. As far as flashes go, the X-T1 uses an external flash, and from what I'm reading, the X-T20 has a pop-up flash. I wasn't aware of that. I don't see it on the body, so I guess they're correct, but I think the X-T30 is going to include the same external flash that comes with the X-T1. Now they both have Wi-Fi, so that you can connect to your phone and be able to use it as a monitor. I'm not doing that right now because I get better image quality when I'm not using that program for some reason, and better color. I'm not sure why that is, but something changes when I use that program. Now the X-T20 does have a remote live view that doesn't control the camera but shows you what you would see on the back of the screen. that would be nice. I don't have that on the X-T1, so that's something I'm kind of thinking about. When it comes to video, the X-T1 is capable of 1080p at 30 frames per second, or 60 frames per second, or 24 frames per second, or 25 frames per second, depending on if you're in Europe or America. So those are good options to be able to have, but the X-T20 has all of that and adds 4K video at 30 frames per second. So if you're wanting to get out there and make some really high-end 4K video, that might be the camera to think about. Those are the things that I'm kind of looking at as the differences in whether or not I'm interested in, you know, picking up one of these X-T20s if that price gets below the $400 mark. I'm really aiming for that $350 mark. They're currently on the market used right around the $500 mark. So for me, it's a no questions asked. The X-T1 is a better value if the X-T20 is $500. But with the X-T30 coming out and that possible price drop coming very, very soon, it's something to think about. I just wanted to point it out to you guys that are considering picking up a camera anytime in the next couple of months. You might think about that. To you guys that just picked up X-T1s, do not worry, you got one heck of an awesome camera. You're not going to outgrow it anytime soon. So those are just things I'm thinking about. I may pick one of those up for the channel to be able to do some direct comparisons to the X-T1, to be able to really see which one is the better camera to have for the money, and then just use it to shoot video while I'm doing all my testing on the X-T1, and use the X-T1 to shoot video while I'm doing all my testing on the X-T20. This would give us a really good comparison to two cameras and give you a good idea of which of those two you should buy for the way that you shoot and the way that you work. After all, that's what's important. So, well, hey, that's about it for the video, but let's get to the important part, the giveaway. So, like I said, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that subscribed to the channel. You're making my day. It's happening a lot quicker than I expected. I'm shooting to get to that 1,000 subscriber mark as fast as possible, but I assumed that that would take at least a year. At the rate we're going, it'll be less than that. So that's exciting, very exciting. I hope we can get some more people to join the channel and join the conversation. So in order to do that, we're doing a giveaway tonight where we're giving away this 16 megabyte PNY SD card that is 85 megabytes per second or megabits per second read and write speed. Not the world's fastest, but not slow. Perfect for the cameras that we're talking about. And if you're a shooter, video or picture, you know it's always nice to have an extra SD card with you. So, or if you just like to have music, whatever you want to put on it. But the way that you're going to win this is by making a comment down below. It can be polite, it can be rude, it can be whatever you want. Just make a comment down below. Hit that like button and subscribe. You got to be subscribed to the channel to win. So we'll let this run until next Sunday. Today is Friday the 8th. We'll go until Sunday, which will be 9 days from now. And on Sunday, I'll do a drawing from the names of all of the people that commented on the video up until Sunday. We'll cut it off Saturday night at midnight. But anybody that commented before that, we'll go ahead and do a drawing with a random number generator, and we'll ship this out to you. I'll do a video announcing the winner, so you'll also have to watch that, which is why you want to subscribe to the channel so you know when that video comes out. And when I do that video, you'll need to get your information out to me so that we can ship it out to you. But I'm excited to do my first giveaway. Yay, 100 subscribers. That's just awesome. So a little party dance. Woo! You guys have a great night tonight, and thanks for watching the videos. Hope to talk to you soon.